Hello, and welcome to a webinar about proficiency-based grading in Belvidere School District 100. What is proficiency-based grading? Proficiency-based grading communicates how students perform on a clear set of defined learning targets. These are called standards. Proficiency-based grading helps identify what a student knows in relation to those standards, as opposed to simply averaging scores over a period of time. Proficiency-based grading fits in with our District 100 strategic plan. Our goal is to be able to look at progress for each individual student across the learning continuum. We also want students to take ownership of their learning and develop self-directed learning pathways. Finally, we are hoping that students are able to have the skills to be able to develop a growth mindset. Why are districts transitioning to proficiency-based grading? If you look at this screen, you will see a traditional gradebook. There are assignments across the top and percentages under each assignment. Within those percentages, it is difficult to know what skills the student has learned and which skills they have not yet accomplished. This slide shows a proficiency-based gradebook. Across the top is a standard or skill that we want the students to be able to achieve. Across from each student's name is a color coding that shows whether or not they are proficient in that skill, not yet proficient in that skill, or have further advanced. A proficiency-based report card is different than a traditional report card. A traditional report card will have a letter grade or percentage for each subject. A proficiency-based report card will be able to divide that subject into different skills or standards. For example, under math, counting, addition, and shapes are listed. The parent is able to see if they are approaching the standard, if they've met the standard, or if they've exceeded that standard. In Belvidere District 100, the levels of mastery are on a 4, 3, 2, 1 scale. A 1 is partial knowledge of the standard with assistance. A score of a 2 means the student is approaching the standard. A score of 3 means the student has achieved mastery of that particular standard. In some cases, a student is able to show that they are exceeding the standard. This would be scored with a 4. The scaled progression allows us to communicate to parents where their child's current level of mastery is on a grade level standard. Students are also able to track their progress. This slide shows a non-academic example of the 4, 3, 2, 1 scale. Learning to ride a bicycle. At a level 1, you may be getting used to wearing a helmet. The child may be riding behind a parent on a bicycle, or using a big wheel or tricycle. At a level 2, the student may be needing some assistance with taking off and braking, or using training wheels. At a level 3, they are able to ride their bike independently and safely. Some children may reach a level 4. In this example, it would be a BMX rider or someone who can ride on a unicycle. Most students will not reach a level 4 on all standards. It is more likely that they will be reaching a level 3. Another area in which a proficiency-based report card is different from a traditional report card is the separation of academic indicators from behavior or organizational skills. This will still be reported out, but it will be in a separate section, in which we will call habits of work. Example indicators include ability to organize themselves, being respectful, and maintaining self-control. This will also be on the same 4, 3, 2, 1 scaled continuum. Families will receive feedback on their students' progress throughout the school year. Report cards will be sent home 3 times a year. By moving to trimesters, this will allow students more time to work towards the mastery of a standard. Students and parents will be communicated with throughout the trimester. This may be with charts at the end of a unit of study or at the end of a month, showing where the student is at in those particular standards. There are many benefits to proficiency-based grading. A student will be able to plan their own learning with the teacher's assistance. They will monitor their progress. They will also be able to understand the expectations of moving up in the scales continuum. Students will be offered multiple opportunities to demonstrate mastery, and all students will be able to achieve to their highest potential. For parents, they're able to monitor more closely their students' progress by skill. They will be able to know the areas in which their student has already mastered those skills, or the areas in which the student needs more support. In seeking colleges, parents and students will have a better idea of their true academic ability. Thank you for taking the time to learn about proficiency-based grading in Belvidere School District 100. If you have any further questions, please reach out to your classroom teacher or your building principal. Thank you and have a wonderful day.